Bible Study Guide, Day 52, Leviticus 24 to 25. In chapter 24, the Lord commands Moses to tell the people of Israel to bring pure olive oil and fine flour for the bread offering. The oil is to be used for the lamps on the gold lampstand in front of the curtain in the Tabernacle, where God would meet with Moses. The lamps are to be kept burning continually, from evening until morning, as a lasting ordinance for future generations. The bread is to be set out before the Lord on the table inside the tabernacle, and it is also to be a lasting ordinance. The Israelites are to offer these with reverence and gratitude for God's provision and presence among them. This chapter also contains the account of a man who blasphemed the name of the Lord and cursed. The people brought him to Moses, and he was put in custody until God's will could be determined. The Lord then commanded that the blasphemer be taken outside the camp, and that all who heard him were to lay their hands on his head as a sign of responsibility for his actions. Then the entire congregation was to stone him to death. This harsh punishment may seem extreme, but it serves as a reminder of the seriousness of speaking against God and his holy name. It also shows the importance of obedience to God's laws and reverence for him. Chapter 25 discusses the Sabbath year, which is to occur every 7 years. During this year, the Israelites are to let their land rest and not plant or harvest crops. Any produce that grows on its own is to be shared with everyone, including foreigners and slaves. This reminds the people of God's provision and ownership of the land, as well as the importance of resting and trusting in him. The Year of Jubilee is to occur every 50 years, after 7 cycles of the Sabbath year. During this year, all debts are to be canceled, and all Israelites who have sold themselves into slavery are to be released and returned to their families and land. The people also don't work the land on this year, so it has 2 back-to-back years off, the Sabbath year and the Jubilee year. The people have to truly trust God for his provision and let the land rest for 2 years. Their food has to last until the 3rd year's harvest comes in. This serves as a reminder that everything ultimately belongs to God, and he is the one who provides for his people. It also shows the importance of treating others with compassion and fairness. God also outlines a system for redeeming property. If an Israelite becomes poor and has to sell their land, they or a family member have the right to buy it back at any time before the Year of Jubilee. This system prevents families from permanently losing their land and ensures that it stays within the tribe or clan. It also emphasizes the importance of keeping family ties strong and taking care of one another. God also outlines a system for buying slaves and hired workers, with specific guidelines for treating them fairly and releasing them on the Year of Jubilee. As we read through Leviticus, it can be easy to get caught up in the details of laws and sacrifices. However, these chapters remind us of the underlying themes of reverence, trust in God's provision, and treating others with fairness and compassion. We can also see parallels to Jesus in these chapters. Just as the pure oil was used to keep the lamps burning continually before God, Jesus is the light of the world who came to bring everlasting life. And just as debts were canceled and slaves were set free in the Year of Jubilee, Jesus came to cancel our debts of sin and set us free from the bondage of sin. Let us keep these themes in mind and think about how they apply to our lives today. Let's strive to have reverence for God, trust in his provision, and treat others with compassion and fairness, just as he has shown us. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to help us spread the word. God bless you.